there. Like, it's just completely different than what people think of Palestine, you know?
People think of it as just a bunch of people with turbans on blowing themselves
and
up.
Hamas is like, yo, you elected Hamas. And like, well, Hamas doesn't want Israel to exist. It's like, well, actually, Hamas is controlling this one area for a reason, because it was built as this surplus when Israel was created. Millions of refugees were put miles away from the homes that they were ethnically cleansed from and put into refugee camps in Gaza. And when the Israeli military wanted more and more land, by the way, all settlements in Israel are illegal. All of them are illegal in the West Bank, but they just keep creating more and more and more. And we would go to these villages of just Arab people living in these villages, and the settlers will come. You have to be a fanatical fucking asshole to move from California to an Arab village in Palestine and set up a goddamn tractor trailer and just live on top of their home. And they can have them, giant machine guns. They can firebomb you. They can shoot you. They can beat you up. They're protected by the state. You can go with a tractor trailer, set up a home. The state immediately runs a water line, a power line, and a military outpost to protect you. And the Arabs are just sitting there waiting to get killed or attacked. It's absolutely insane. And the way home demolitions work are insane too, because like they either deliver a piece of paper with a rock over it, and they're like, here, if you find it, good for you, and if you don't, then you're screwed. And that's if you're lucky. If you're not lucky, your home will be invaded by settlers. And you'll be forced out of your home. There's videos of this all over the internet of like groups of settlers going and literally taking over Arabs' homes, and then they just are forced out. It's crazy, man. It's completely way crazier than I ever could have imagined.
How long were you over there for?
A month.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. And we were simply, and people want to quabble about like, oh, it's not apartheid. There are different fucking license plates for Arabs and Jews. Like, you cannot go to areas like, Israeli soldiers will arbitrarily set up checkpoints and just shut you out of your neighborhood and force you to walk 3 miles to your home. Like, they can do whatever they want because you are under martial law. And you have no mobility, like you have no freedom. So it's really bad. And we just did a whole series on the Empire Files talking about how Israel was created up until today, and we go over like the settlements, the demolitions, the jail, and why I think there's no hope from within Israeli society to change, because it's becoming a more theocratic state and a more fascist state as it grows, because you have to be to maintain this Jewish supremacist state. You have to be like more fascist and more controlling and more militaristic in the way that you rule society, just like the U.S. I mean, people who were considered outlier fringe assholes 30 years ago are now like the Christian evangelicals are now in power. It's really, really crazy. I mean, it's not the same because Israel is a white nationalist, like ethno-supremacist state. And you see the way that they treat Ethiopians and Israelis. It seems like a lot of Israelis, well, think about this. In order to really reject the notion, it's like rejecting being an American. It's like such a hard thing for people to really accept.